So I was actually about to FaceTime live with you guys, and I got a FaceTime call. So I don't know how long y'all been sitting there. I don't know who's still there. But good morning. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. How you guys feeling? A friend of mine was calling me on FaceTime to invite me to a barbecue. So I apologize that it was just kind of like dead space there. I don't know what that was. I don't know what you guys saw on your end. But yeah, that's what happened. Are you guys having an amazing Labor Day? How many of you guys are off today? Or off work? I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna see. She lives behind God's back, so it depends on how I feel. Good morning. So remember my friend Torrance that was at my house, that was visiting, and I was hanging out with them yesterday, and he brought his dog. Something really, really sad happened. His dog passed away on Saturday. And I've been heartbroken, and I've only that was only my second time meeting the dog, but she was so sweet and so gentle. And so of course he has been so torn up about it. And I left him a little card, a little sympathy card on the bed before he left, because he ended up leaving my place because he wanted to be alone. So he went and checked into a hotel. But it was so sad and so unexpected. It was just a freak accident. But yeah, behind God's back means it's really, really far. It means that when I get there, I'm going to say to somebody, y'all owe me gas money for coming out here, for gracing you with my presence. Oh, the latest podcast just dropped. That's why I was coming on here, just to tell you guys that. The double standard of bisexuality. And it's a good one. I'm really trying to line them up by the most interesting. And this one is pretty damn interesting. Hey Twyla, down there in South Africa. But it's pretty damn good, and I've talked about it already. But I'll tell you guys again. It's myself, a straight couple, and a heterosexual woman talking about the double standard of bisexuality. Why women are given a pass to be sexually fluid, to go from men to women, but not being labeled gay. They be labeled bisexual. And could even leave a same gender loving relationship and go off to be with the man, and nobody ever looks at her and says, oh, she's gay, oh, she's bisexual. Like, they just would accept that she's straight. But men don't enjoy that same luxury. So that's what we're dissecting in this particular podcast. So it's called The Double Standard of Bisexuality. So be sure to listen to it. It just dropped. It's Monday. It's 10 o'clock. Every Monday at 10. It's a new show. It's a new podcast. So be sure to share it with your network. You can text it to your friends. You can share it on your social media. You can email the link. Of course, you know where you can listen. If you don't know, it's in the top. I put it up there. Ray Mel was so brilliant and said to me, he sent me a text message one day, because I actually know him in my real life. And he texted me one day and said, you need to put the details up in your comments. Create a note, so you can copy and paste it. Every time you go live, you can drop that up there so people will know where to get the books, where to listen to the podcast. And so the podcasts are in several different mediums: Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube. So no matter where you are in the world, you can listen. I'm trying to feed your soul with some good content, and give you some things to think about. Expand your mind, expand your thought patterns and how you see things. Challenge the things that you believe, the things that you think you believe, or the things that you think you know for sure. That's what we try to do on So Much to Say. We try to talk about a variety of different things. And so next week, we're talking about the gun violence in Baltimore and just the black community in general, but we specifically talk about Baltimore, and we make mention of Chicago as well. So be sure to subscribe to So Much to Say podcast if you haven't already. It's free. I'm giving it to you for free. And it's every Monday at 10. All you gotta do is hit the subscribe button, whether you're in SoundCloud, Spotify, whatever. But I had a great weekend. The Gays were here in Atlanta. I'm sure they'll be leaving the city today, because the Gays usually try to spend their last moment in the Metroplex, Atlanta. I'm sure they were partying late last night. They're probably sleeping right now, or packing up, or on their flight, or on their way to the airport. I hope you guys were safe. Those of you that visited, I hope you guys protected yourself if you were busy in these streets. Amen. Amen. No judgment. No judgment at all. Just saying. I think that's about it. I think that's all I really have to say. Oh, the other thing that I'm going to say is probably tomorrow I'll give you guys some time to listen to the podcast that dropped today. So probably tomorrow I'll do another Facebook Live and actually take questions and have like a dialogue, have like a discussion about what you heard. Yes? But it's not just, we don't just rest on this conversation about bisexuality. We also talk about anal play as it relates to straight men, or men, period. Is it gay for a man to crave or be interested in anal play, like from a woman? So we talk about that on the podcast as well. I tell you my answer on the podcast. But that's something that I will actually talk more about tomorrow, but I don't want to tell you what I said on the podcast, because you could just go to the podcast and listen. Good morning, Tracy. Are you registered for the free podcast called So Much to Say? That shadow is looking really good. That light, the way that light hit my face. You see that? Hello, Sam. Sam, what city are you in? But yeah, the streets are nice and clear. I may disagree with you, Brent. The streets are nice and clear. Because, you know, everybody's home, off today. Boston. I'm driving. What do you mean, who's driving? Oh, so you're in Boston. Sam, are you registered for the podcast? It's free. It's called So Much to Say. Good morning, Tony. Tony, what city are you in? Oh, okay, Tracy. I see. Brent, listen to the podcast and I'll tell you how it ain't. Sam, why aren't you registered for the podcast? It's free. So if you're not registered for the free podcast, then I know you probably haven't supported either of my books. I'm driving with my hands. Miss Lynn, I got this, okay? Let me handle this. Oh, sometimes your supervisor, you and your supervisor listen to it, Tracy. Like, that is really nice. Like, there's another guy who's a listener. He listens to it at his job. Like, he plays it for the office. Unless it's really, really racy. Because, you know, I cuss. And the guests oftentimes cuss. And then we sometimes talk really lewd and lasciviously. Lasciviously, that's the word of the day. I'm always going to give you a word of the day. Lasciviously. Am I real feisty today? But yeah, so hopefully you guys had a great... Anybody got any barbecues today? Tracy, you talk about me all the time. That is so sweet. That is so sweet. What else is going on? Did you guys hear that Omarosa got fired from her position at the White House? I heard about that yesterday, early during the day. I started to post about it, but I didn't feel like being bothered. I figured you guys would get the news sooner or later. But yeah, she got fired. So now I'm interested. Jesus. Now I'm interested in whether or not she's gonna still defend this administration that's in there, or is she gonna really start to keep it real now? Like, let's see what she's gonna do. Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate that. I really do. I'm passing a Family Dollar. Like, the entire staff is standing outside smoking. It's like 5 of them. Yes, Sam, I'm telling you, it's some really good conversation. It's about 13 podcasts up there so far. A range of conversation. I have a conversation with my parents, both of my parents. It's called My Son is Gay, and I'm okay with it now because they weren't in the beginning. So I have a conversation with them about how they felt when I told them and all that good stuff. I do a conversation about the evolution of oral sex because, you know, at one time it was really, really taboo to be even talking about oral sex. But now people will let you know what they do orally and don't even care. Wait, what? I gotta read your comments later. But yeah, so it's a range of conversation on there, Sam. How do you delete the podcast? What do you mean, how do you delete it? Well, you just listen to it. It's not anything to delete. So when you listen to the podcast, it's just, it archives, the podcast archive. And so you're just going into an app to listen to them. I'm home because I can read your mind. I know some of you thinking like, where is he? Nosy. Yeah, Miss Lynn, you just listen to them. So I don't know if you listen to it in like Spotify or if you listen to it through SoundCloud. If you go to my website, you can listen to it there too. There's a Spotify, SoundCloud, and iTunes link from there. Of course, my website is up in the comments or in the caption. It's cost so much. The website is CraigTheWriterStewart.com. Yeah. So there you have it. I got laundry to fold. Look at that. A mess. Sam, what kind of device do you have? Do you have an iPhone? Do you have a Galaxy? Like, tell me what you have. So I made some salmon cakes yesterday. It smelled like straight fish in this house. I had burned some candles and I thought it was really nice. I mean, I thought it had gotten rid of the smell, but it clearly has not. Now let me teach y'all a little something. You get a little Fabulosa. What y'all know about Fabulosa? Y'all know anything about? You have a Galaxy? Okay, in the Galaxy, you can like download Spotify, or you can just download like a podcast app, or SoundCloud, or Google Play. And then when you download one of those apps, you type in So Much to Say, podcast, or So Much to Say, and this will come up. That's me. That's the artwork. And then you just hit subscribe or follow, whatever it says, depending on which app you're in. So, since the house smells like fish, you take a little Fabulosa, right? And you get your little pan. Now, you don't use a pan that you cook with, because listen, I'm not trying to contaminate y'all. And I don't know what kind of chemicals might stay in your actual cooking pots. So I just get these little throwaway little tin pans, right? You pour some Fabulosa in it. I'm telling you all my little secrets. You pour a little Fabulosa in it, right? And if you like, you can mix a little water in it to make it go long, go for a while. And just turn it on real low. I mean really low. Like, you know how like you simmer rice, like once the rice is about to be cooked and you just put the pan on real low? That's what you do with this, because you don't want it to get the boiling all quick and shit. So, and that's what you do. And it will be nice and fragrant through your house. Like you'll smell this through the house. Nice fragrance wafting through the house. There's another word for you, wafting. W-A-F-T. Waft. I gave y'all 2 words today. So if I skip a day, just remember I gave you 2 today. Sam, let me know if you find it or if you need help. But that should be it. It's really simple. All right, so take a listen to the podcast, The Double Standard of Bisexuality, and let me know what you think. I'm really curious to know what you think. Okay? Enjoy the balance of your day. Thank you for supporting all that I do. It is appreciated. Talk to you later.